It's my one life, and I give it everything I got. I am music. I am sports. I am the culture. In what will, no matter what, go down as a historic week in our country. On Wednesday, we saw Trump supporters from all over the world head down to Washington, D.C. in last-minute desperate efforts to fight what seems to be a fair 2020 presidential election in which Joe Biden successfully defeated the incumbent President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. So I want to start here to catch you guys up if you missed some of the action from last week. I want to start with some tweets that kind of set the tone of what happened last Wednesday. On December 30th, Trump tweeted the United States had more votes than it had people voting by a lot. This travesty cannot be allowed to stand. It was a rigged election, one not even fit for third world countries. And then Trump went on to tweet, January 6th, see you in D.C. Well, Trump supporters came to the rally in abundance in D.C. on January 6th to hear their leader seemingly green light a riot at Capitol Hill. Give me a little bit of this audio.
We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue, and we're going to the Capitol, and we're going to try and give our Republicans the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back our country. So let's walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I want to thank you all. God bless you, and God bless America.
Many Trump supporters abided by their leader's words and made their way down to Congress to somehow nullify the ratification of the electoral votes. They didn't do that, but they did cause a lot, and I mean a lot of chaos, jumping gates, running over officers, posing with historical monuments. Oh, it got ugly. Many correspondents inside the Capitol were forced to be locked down in secure locations to avoid contact with these irate criminals. Oh, it was crazy. I saw a guy living his best life in Nancy Pelosi's office. There was a guy literally dressed like an animal. No, literally, he was dressed like an animal. A dude was hanging from a pole like he was Spider-Man in real life. Guy literally chilling like he had just become the next president of the United States. 16 people have been arrested as I make this video and charged with federal crimes. 40 others are facing charges. 5 people have died, including an officer that was simply just trying to do his job. A lot of this ugliness that we saw in the last week seemingly started on social media. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Social media is now responding to Donald Trump and all of his supporters. Let's start with the Facebook CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. All right. He said the shocking events of the last 24 hours clearly demonstrate that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, intends to use his remaining time in office to undermine the peaceful and lawful transition of power to his elected successor, Joe Biden. His decision to use his platform to condone rather than condemn the actions of the supporters at the Capitol building has rightly disturbed people in the U.S. and around the world. We removed these statements yesterday because we judged that their effect and likely their intent would be to provoke further violence. Following the certification of the election results by Congress, the priority for the whole country must now be to ensure that the remaining 13 days and the days after the inauguration pass peacefully and in accordance with established democratic norms. Over the last several years, we have allowed President Trump to use our platform consistent with our own rules, at times removing content or labeling his posts when they violate our policies. We did this because we believe that the public has a right to broadcast possible access to political speech, even controversial speech. But the current context is now fundamentally different, involving use of our platform to incite violence, insurrection against a democratically elected government. We believe the risk of allowing President Trump to continue to use our service during this period are simply too great. Therefore, we are extending the block we have placed on his Facebook and Instagram accounts indefinitely and at least for the next 2 weeks until the peaceful transition of power is complete. Twitter, followed Facebook and released a statement following the company's decision to not just partially ban Donald Trump, not just block him for a couple weeks like Instagram, but they are permanently banning the personal account of Donald Trump that has over 88 million followers. Twitter said after a close review of recent tweets from Donald Trump's account and the context around them, we have permanently suspended the account due to the risk of further incitement of violence. Well, as a matter of fact, here's a list of all the social media sites that have either restricted or banned Donald Trump's account following Wednesday's riot at the Capitol. For me, what Wednesday signified is that if Trump's going to leave office, he's going to leave with a bang, like most of us expected, all right? Well, a lot of us believe that bang will include an extended pardon list. He's already started, but we believe before Trump gets up out of office and no longer the president of the United States, there's going to be a list of guys that he gets out of prison. He's going to take some of gang with him. Hey, he's the president. It's his right to create a pardon list if he wants to. So we believe Trump's going to get a lot of his homies out of prison on his way out. According to Billboard, not only will it be some of Trump's friends from his past, apparently there's a chance that some of Trump's new friends from hip-hop make this list. So if you remember back in October, right before the election, Lil Wayne tweeted that he had just had a great meeting with Trump. Besides what he's done so far with criminal reform, the Platinum Plan is going to give the community the real ownership it needs. That was according to Wayne. He listened to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. That threw a lot of people off. Not sure if it was a coincidence that Wayne is fighting a 10-year sentence after last month Weezy F Baby pled guilty to a charge of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. So Wayne had something to gain by co-signing Trump a couple months ago. So you mean to tell me it's a coincidence that Wayne went out of his way to co-sign President Trump on social media, and he has a case impending in which he's facing 10 years in prison? You think it's a coincidence? I think it's strategic. Not enough for you? Okay, let's keep it moving. In November of 2019, Kodak Black was sentenced to more than 3 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to weapons charges. Yak essentially lied on the gun application about having an open felony case. I think it was a little petty, but they had been on the Project Baby's neck for quite some time, so I'm not surprised. When Ice Cube pitched his Platinum Plan to Donald Trump's camp, Kodak liked how the Trump was open to the plan, tweeting from prison. His lawyer sent the plan to him, and that was what the community needed, all right? Kodak said, "I want to help with justice reform when I am out as well," at Donald Trump. I thought that was a little odd, but now I get it 100%. Last week, one of Kodak's friends, Yachty, also put in a bid to get his friend released from prison, tweeting, "Hey Trump, my friend Kodak Black deserves to be commuted. The system punished him way too hard for a paperwork crime." By the way, hopefully Trump saw that tweet before his Twitter got deleted. Y'all caught that joke there? Because technically, if Yachty tweeted at him last week, he don't got the account no more because it's gone. Anywho, so you mean to tell me also Kodak Black, who's already in prison, coincidentally opted to show his allegiance and support of Donald Trump while he's locked up? There is no coincidence, people. Trump's going to create an extended pardon list before he gets out, and obviously some of our guys, our favorite artists, they want on it. And I ain't mad at that by any means, but let's call it what it is. You see, people do what's in the best interest of themselves at the end of the day. That's why I didn't take it personal when Wayne tweeted out his support of Trump. I didn't take it personal when Kodak tweeted out his support of Trump, because I already knew what it was. And clear as day, according to Billboard, a reputable site, this was clearly a strategic plan by Wayne and Kodak Black to limit their time in prison. All right? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment box below. Donald J. Trump has been banned from Twitter, restricted on Instagram, Facebook, and other social media platforms as well. And we also see the hip-hop elements taking the forefront as Kodak Black and Lil Wayne are expected to make President Donald Trump's pardon list. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. It's what I don't take for granted. Salute.